everybody, welcome back to another episode of Black Mass Paranormal. So, this time I have traveled up into the Smoky Mountains. I am kind of on the Townsend side, not the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area side. The reason why I have come up here is because recently I had somebody notify me, and they were having a conversation with their grandparents. Well, their grandparents are originally from here. They've lived in this area their entire life, and this is an area that I frequent. So I absolutely love this side of the Smoky Mountains. Now, what I'm looking for is they were telling stories about a massive bird, also known as the Thunderbird. Now, the Thunderbird has been a part of American history for as long as we've been telling stories. What's interesting about this is there are 574 different types of Native American tribes listed throughout American history. Every single one of these tribes have left recognition of a giant flying bird. Now, we're not talking just the, maybe even a bald eagle. We have bald eagles here. I actually saw one earlier. Beautiful. I'm so excited that they've been able to rehabilitate them and have brought them back out to the wild. So special shout out to Dolly Parton and all you did in that. You're awesome. But anyway, we're talking about a bird that it has a 20 to 24 foot wingspan. Something as big as a school bus, flying around in the mountains of Appalachia for hundreds of years. Now, this does not just kind of end with the Native Americans. This has also been reported by several different pilots flying aircraft and having reports of seeing a gigantic bird moving through the sky. A couple decades back in West Virginia, there was a paper that reported on a giant bird that was picking up hogs and eating them. Swooping down on farmers' land, they were picking up wild hogs and picking them up and flying away into a nest and freaking eating the things. You're talking a massive animal. Now, when I was younger, and actually this kind of goes back to my experience that happened to me at Lost Creek, if you think about it. Now, for those of you who don't know, I went up to Lost Creek and I was camping overnight. We were doing a lot of investigating in the old cemetery. Well, at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, some giant winged creature lands on the hood. I'm like shaking just thinking about this experience. Lands on the top of my truck and wakes me up. And ever since then, I have had just this fascination with going out and trying to locate some evidence of this giant flying creature. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to find anything. We're talking about a 20-foot bird and, some pretty dense forest. So I'm going to be trying to look up in the trees and see maybe if I can find some sort of nest, some sort of landing area. I don't know what I can find, but hope you guys enjoy this video. If nothing else, we're going to be checking out some beautiful places in the Great Smoky Mountains. So, here we go. This trail's kind of toast, I think. Smell of urea. That's interesting. That might be bear. Step down here and see. Now, I mean, all of these grounds are sacred to the Native Americans here. And just look at that, how beautiful that is. Look at that tree. It's like worn down. Yeah, I smell a bear. Typically with black bears in the Smokies, you smell them before you see them. So, and they have a really strong smell of urine and poop. Huh. Sunlight coming through the spider web. And butterflies follow me everywhere I go. Little strange story about me is my mother passed away probably 7 years ago, and when she died and I was stationed at Fort Knox, look at all these butterflies. When she died, a deer, and I'm not kidding, while I was smoking a cigarette, walked up to me on my front porch and like let me pet it. And ever since then, I've been followed by butterflies. My mom really loved butterflies, and everybody always tells me that it's my mom. And it's really strange though, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but like there's butterflies all over me all the time. So I'm not sure if you all can see that very well, but at the top, where's your finger? Yeah, right here, in that area, it looks almost nest-like. Now these trees down in here obviously have fallen, but the ground itself doesn't look like it's shifted all that much. Let me zoom out here and give you all an idea how high up there. I mean, it's, my camera kind of won't go out any farther. But I'm close to a water source, obviously. It's what I'm going to try to stick close to, because if there is a bird of this size in this area, it's going to be hunting it's going to be hunting smaller mammals, such as deer and pigs. Now, obviously, pigs are going to have a water source. Now, this is also the area where there have been reports of the feral people. So I need to be very careful about that. Now, a lot of you all came to my channel as a result of that video because the feral people who live in the Appalachian Mountains is pretty crazy to think about. However, I've been really working hard on gathering a lot of evidence to show you all. And I have gathered a ton. How beautiful that is. So the Cherokee's explanation of the Thunderbird was that the lightning came out of its beak and the sound of thunder was made as a result of its flapping its wings, which, I mean, I would imagine if you saw a bird of that size flapping its wings, it would be loud. Now, obviously, you can research on the internet and find all sorts of pictures, even from, that they say are from like the 1800s, of hunters capturing these pterodactyl looking type birds. You didn't have pterodactyls in the 1800s, at least you didn't think so. Now, obviously I'm into the weird stuff, so I follow a lot of that weird stuff online. And recently in Japan, they actually just found a shark in the ocean that they had thought died like 10 million years ago. I mean, this thing, I'm going to post, so here's a picture of it, or a little clip right here of this thing swimming. It's pretty gnarly looking. But it really makes me think, are these things surviving just in these denser areas, like our ocean? I mean, and there's a very good possibility that there's all kinds of stuff that could be coming out of there. However, I'm a mountain guy, so I'm dealing the card, or I'm playing the cards that I've been dealt. So I'm in the mountains looking for cryptids. You know, here in Appalachia, we have feral people, the Dogman, Bigfoot, and possibly this Thunderbird. So we're gonna go see. Now, recently, one of my subscribers, Willis, who's been a huge contributor to the channel. Willis, you're freaking awesome. He sent me this picture that he caught on his trail cam of the Dogman. The fur looks identical to the fur that I had found, and this thing's crazy looking, y'all. So here's a picture of it right here. Willis, you're awesome, dude. And let's go see if we can find us a Thunderbird. Beautiful waterfall. Up kind of high right now. I really want to get to that other side though. I'm not sure how I could do that. I'm looking. No sign of the Thunderbird yet. It's crazy being this high up and being on a waterfall. Alright. We're pretty far down this holler now. You can hear another waterfall. I haven't seen a whole lot as far as indicators of some sort of large predator, whether it be the Thunderbird or Bigfoot, Dogman. But this would be a wonderful, a good place for something like that to hide, because I'm out there right now. Alright, let's keep on going to the next spot. So my brother, who runs Knoxville Fishing Guide, I'll put a link to his Facebook page with his contact information, has seen one of these massive birds. So I think they're out there. I'm gonna have to go out there and find it. Kind of off the trail now. That's one part about this, is that you're gonna be super careful, especially if y'all decide you all want to get in and start trying to get out and explore. Always tell somebody where you're going. Have a plan, have a map, and make sure you have the necessities on you, that if you need to stay overnight, that you can do it. Alright? So, let's keep on chugging on. Just everywhere I end up down this, traveling up and down these rivers. This river, I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. And look at all that. I'm gonna put some on my arm and it is burning. Holy crap. Alright, so the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird is a cryptid that is known all throughout history, throughout Native Americans. The early settlers talk about it. There's tons and tons of evidence suggesting that there is, in fact, a very large bird still flying around in the United States. Now, whether or not it's actually still in the Appalachians, who knows? But the evidence that I found of that nest-looking thing way up in the mountains, that, I don't know. What do you all think? I mean, in a sense, it could have been caused, you know, simply by erosion, or possibly a Bigfoot or Dogman. Some other sort of cryptid could have been forming its nest in that area, and I just happened to stumble upon it. I mean, the Appalachian Mountains are a massive mountain chain, and you know, the Smoky Mountain National Park is a small portion of that. And you know, I grew up in the Smokies. I grew up running around in the mountains, and some of the things that I experienced as a kid were kind of unexplainable. I had a run-in with a Bigfoot when I was a kid, and I haven't gone back and really discussed that, but I'm going to in another video, because the experience that I had was so important to me as far as establishing my worldview. I want to make sure that I get the video perfect, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But come join me at CreepyCon, August 26th, 27th, and 28th. I'm going to be speaking on Friday at 7 p.m. Come out and say hi and, you know, hang out with me for a little bit. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.